It's showtime, freaks!
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
In a world where wokeness seems to control every narrative, a world where the average Joe is expected to apologize for just being a guy, comes a show where testosterone reigns supreme, where manliness knows no bounds. Prepare yourselves for a podcast unlike any other. TJ Michaels and John Stacy invite you on a roller coaster ride of machismo on the Alpha Men Podcast. Meet TJ Michaels, whose ideas are as wild as his bushy goatee, and John Stacy, whose confidence is as big as his biceps. They love and respect the women in their lives, but here they're on a quest to celebrate the essence of manhood. The Alpha Men tackle the big questions like, is it acceptable to cry during an action movie? Can a man survive on jerky alone for a week? And if a man builds a DIY project and doesn't post about it on social media, did it really happen? These dudes leave no stone unturned. Get ready for a podcast that's part comedy, part camaraderie, and all things manly. The ladies have their view, but these guys have their brew. The Alpha Men Podcast is presented by
Ohana Sports Cards on Facebook.
For incredible card breaks and more, go to OHANA Sports Cards on Facebook. By Garage Door Commander, online at garagedoorcommander.com. Produced by TJ Michaels Creative, narrated by Jamie Dennis, and dedicated to Henrik the Viking Poulsen. 2024, all rights reserved. The Alpha Men Podcast is rated M for maximum manliness. Here are your hosts, live from the granite capital of the world, Barrie, Vermont, TJ Michaels. And he, from the heart of NASCAR country, Trinity, North Carolina, John Stacy. This is the Alpha Men Podcast.
Welcome, you sick, twisted freaks, to the Alpha Men Podcast, Season 4, Episode 2 on Fat Tuesday, or as John calls it, just Tuesday.
You're a dink.
From the greater capital of the world, I'm TJ Michaels, my partner in crime from Trinity, North Carolina. John Stacy, a.k.a. Baby Huey, is here, and man,
up?
oh man, what a busy weekend in the Green Mountain State.
Oh, seems like it was.
Yeah, we had Vice President J.D. Vance about, I don't know, about 40 minutes, 45 minutes away from Alpha Men Podcast North headquarters.
He was I'm 2 houses up from where my mom was staying. My mom lives in Warren. And
Oh, okay.
Two
Yeah.
buildings up. He's not the picture in, but
Right.
the actual location.
Yeah. Well, that brought the fans and the protesters out, and
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
My mom told me all about it.
I just, I don't know. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for the state of Vermont. Okay. I just am. Someone doxed his original hotel stay, and, so they moved him. And like all the protesters were like, we made a move. No, you didn't. Like, the Secret Service has a protocol. Okay.
I got Vikings.
What's that?
I have Vikings thing.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yep.
Before we get into this, every week in that open, you hear the Alpha Men Podcast is dedicated to Henrik the Viking Poulsen, very good friend of ours and a big guy, very, very large man.
Made me small. He was.
Baby Huey was like Tiny Tim standing next to him.
Actually, I might have that picture. Give me a second. I might be able to find the picture of me, him, and Big Jeff.
He passed away a couple of years back, and today is his heavenly birthday. So, to the Viking, Henrik, happy birthday, brother. We miss you.
Happy birthday, sir.
We do. Anyway, back to what happened in Warren. They moved him to a new location, right?
Yeah.
He went skiing. He did stuff with his family. And then they got on Air Force 2 out of Burlington and flew out. And there was a whole bunch of protesters the whole time. And they're all celebrating because we made him leave. He didn't make him leave. Okay, you didn't change anybody's mind about anything. Most exceptionally, his mind. You looked like a fool, and you embarrassed the rest of the state. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. And that's if you agree with JD Vance or you don't. We always hear all the time about how Vermont is this welcoming place, yada 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 yada. Apparently not. Okay, so that is the lowdown. That was the big excitement in the Green Mountain State this weekend. What else happened? 97th Academy Awards yesterday or Sunday. Did you watch?
I was at the racetrack. I was working.
Did you know? Did you know the film that won the Academy Award for Best Picture only sold $6 million worth of tickets?
Wow.
Like, how did you see any movies last year?
We went to a couple. Me and Emily did, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell what I saw.
Yeah,
There's a picture. There's a picture. Best I could of me, you, Randy, and Nick. Nick's gone too. Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
Nick and Vikings there in the middle. He is a
He's
big
a
dude.
big man, and that must have been during COVID because everybody's wearing masks.
Man, do you realize it's just us three, Ashley and Brittany now? It's just five of us now.
Yeah.
Wow.
We keep it going. 97th Academy Awards on Sunday. I don't want to say the show. I watched a little bit of it. I don't want to say it lasted forever, but by the time it was over, Elon Musk had 6 more kids. I mean, it was unbelievably. I don't know why I get every year. I'm like, I'm not watching this stuff. I'm fat and it's Tuesday. Michelle,
I'll catch up the comments. Yeah, I agree, Krista. I watched it on social media. I mean, it's disappointing to see fellow Vermonters act like that.
Yeah. And, of course, the big dust up from over the weekend was the Trump-Zelensky White House meeting that ended in a shouting match.
Yeah.
We'll see how that all goes. But it got so bad, the 2 guys who broke it up were Kendrick Lamar and Drake. I mean, it was pretty nasty.
It took me a minute. I was like, wait, what?
We got a great show for you tonight. A Mancorp plaintiff that has been stiffed on his bull bucks. We've got this week's sign of the coming apocalypse this week because we're all doomed. Baby Huey tries to find not the fake, but the real news story. And we wrap the show tonight with a laugh and a patriotic mic drop. We got to thank our presenting sponsor, Ohana Sports Cards on Facebook. Incredible card breaks, sports memorabilia. It's Ohana, O-H-A-N-A. That means family. And that's how they treat you over at Ohana Sports Cards on Facebook. Do me a favor, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, share the podcast. We're building a brotherhood here. We want you to be a part of it. This, my friends, is the Alpha Men Podcast.
And now, Mansplaining the News.
From the news desk in Barrie, Vermont, good evening. This is what happened this week. Monica Lewinsky says Bill Clinton should have resigned from office after their affair. She probably should have washed her dress. Just saying. Elon Musk, they say, has lost $52 billion in net worth this year, which for him is the equivalent of 1 month of child support payments.
Jesus.
New study says some belly fat can be good for your brain. This just in, Baby Huey may be a genius.
I knew it the whole time. She loves the D. You got to use that picture. She loves the D. Yeah, she does. That's why I'm married to her.
The Pope may step down due to health problems. The Vatican plans to replace him with Ryan Seacrest.
He's in everything.
Egg prices up 53% since last year. So bad I had to take out a McClone on my McMuffin yesterday morning. It was bad. But, the Border Patrol reporting an uptick in egg smuggling, believe it or not. This is now a thing. If you saw where people were hiding those eggs, trust me, you wouldn't want them. Just, wrecked them. Damn near killed them. Just saying.
They'll sit down too hard. Don't hit a bump. If you fart, you'd be rich.
Yeah.
You're smart. That's a fat comment. You're skinny, Eric.
Wallet Hub has named Anchorage, Alaska, the hardest working city in the U.S., according to a new poll. Washington, D.C. is ranked second. because members of Congress are lifting all those bags of bribed money.
Whoa.
And it's hard work. But,
There you go.
there you go. By the way, Dallas, fourth hardest working city in the U.S. Study done by completely ignoring the Cowboys last season.
I hate you.
The chances of a deadly asteroid strike in 2032. I don't know if you've seen this on the news. They've been talking about it.
Between that and the political posts, that's all I see.
The chances of it happening have fallen to 0, according to NASA. So it will not be in 2032 messing with the Rolling Stones touring plans.
yeah. They should be dead by then.
The Las Vegas Police Department is getting a fleet of 10 cyber trucks. They say it will allow the police to catch any suspect as long as they don't leave a flat paved surface.
Or go too far and run out of battery.
Jersey woman named Soon Bang was arrested this week for running a brothel out of a massage parlor. Some jokes write themselves. Just saying.
Oh, Sue Bang.
Soon Bang. By the way, if she wasn't in the brothel business, she'd be like selling roadside fireworks, wouldn't she? Soon Bang.
Sue Bang fireworks.
Just saying. This week we celebrated the 218th birthday of poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
I don't know who that is.
By the way, that was also his porn name.
Longfellow.
Every planet in our solar system is visible at night this week. It's a chance to see heavenly bodies without Googling Sydney Sweeney.
I like that planet.
Nice. Australian officials worried that there's a shortage of highly venomous funnel web spiders.
Shortage?
Yes. On the bright side, they've been able to update their tourism slogan, Australia, where death is slightly now less certain.
So what's the shortage? I mean, is it because they eat other things that eat more poisonous things?
I don't know. I write my own jokes.
I'm going to have to Google that because I want to see why.
A list of the world's best airlines is out. Bad news for Delta. They're at the bottom. Good news, if you look at it upside down, they're on top.
Delta's not at the bottom. No way.
They're on the bottom, according to the poll. Yes. But if you turn the list upside down,
I got it. But I find nothing but Delta.
A Kansas man is trying to legalize raccoon ownership. It was either that or spend that time at home with his wife, I think. I don't really know.
I understand.
Amazon has unveiled an AI-equipped Alexa, which is great because it's not like all of your personal data was going to steal itself, right? Now you've got AI to
Facts.
In showbiz news, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo performed at the Oscars on Sunday. Some say these two were America's it couple long before Trump and Eve. Just saying. U2 released a message of support for Ukraine in their ongoing struggle with Russia. Ukraine released a message of support for U2 in their ongoing struggle to release a decent album since 2007.
That's true.
The Price is Right celebrating 10,000 episodes this week.
Wow. Really? That's it? I feel like it'd be more than that.
Damn, that's a lot of turtle wax. Just year's supply of turtle. That used to be the big prize on The Price is Right. You won a year's supply of turtle wax, right?
I guess.
Oh, Jesus, thanks. That's great.
I'm not that old.
Anyway, new documentary is going to chronicle Ozzy Osbourne's health battles as he prepares for his final performance. It'll serve as Ozzy's goodbye to his ability to make money for Sharon. Yeah,
20 pounds. That's all she's worth. Psh.
Dungeons and Dragons TV coming. Yes, a Dungeons and Dragons TV show is in the work. If you're not familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, it's a game, and if you are, get a life.
You're not watching. If you are, they're not watching this show.
The notoriously disastrous Fire Festival. I don't know if you saw this documentary that was on Netflix about
The Burning Man?
No, it's one. It's called the Fire Festival. This guy took a whole bunch of money from a whole bunch of people and promised this incredible weekend of music and cutting edge Hollywood style glamping, and the whole thing burned to the ground. But yes, the Fire Festival, they say, is back. You didn't learn your lesson the first time, really? This time in Mexico. Hopefully this time it means like dumb people who buy tickets. Maybe we just don't let them back into the country.
Okay. That makes sense with that. I was like, what does this have to do with the fire?
93-year-old William Shatner says there have been talks about him returning as Captain Kirk.
93? Jesus.
Now, there can be some changes, obviously. Thanks to all the fiber he has to take now, there will be no captain's log.
That's your best one yet today.
Thank you. Roberta Flack died this week. Investigators listed her cause of death as being killed softly. The suspect's listed as his son. Yeah. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez officially divorced, which means they're officially free to date each other again. That's a big story out of Hollywood.
Captain's log.
And finally, Katy Perry, Gayle King, and Lauren Sanchez will all be a part of an all-female Blue Origin mission to space. Katie's leaving Earth's atmosphere in hopes of finding someone who liked her last album, I think.
Fair.
And that is Mensplaining the News tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast.
Beers on tap, and sometimes we drink stuff we're not proud of.
All righty. I'm going to go to the Evil Knievel beer fridge.
And you're pulling out some...
And I'm not pulling out beer.
That's not American.
This isn't?
No.
It says it's made in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, look at my beer. My beer screams American.
It does scream American. Almost have to take your hat off to drink it. I mean,
Way over heart.
Now, what is that? That's called Preamble?
Yeah, it's by the Armed Forces Brewing Company. It's
nice.
Preamble says we, the people on the bottom. It's 4.2% alcohol. It is it has a little thing here. It says Preamble is a beer for patriotic Americans who enjoy together as we the people. It's a celebration of founding fathers. It's messed up right here. Vision of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, inspiring us to enjoy the blessings of freedom. America.
And it's a lager, right? So we got to get that in Vermont. I'd probably drink that.
I don't know if I tell you. I'll say it's a lager or not. It's got to be.
I think at the bottom of it says lager. Session something.
Yep.
Patriotic Session lager. That's it. I have got and here's the deal. Normally, I buy whatever we're testing on the week during Beers on Tap. I normally buy 2 of them. Right? Okay.
Why don't you buy 2 anymore?
I learned my lesson about 2 summers ago.
That was a good show.
It was 1,000 degrees up here, and I got something called Juice, Joose, and I never even looked at the can. I went, okay, there's something I haven't tried yet, because there's only so much look, I mean, we're running out of new things to try, to be honest with you, right? So there was something new. I just grabbed it, went to the counter, paid for it, left. I had 2 of them in a bag, came home, come up here, put them in the Evil Knievel beer fridge, started the show, getting ready to start the show, and it was hot in here. I'm like, I'm cracking one of these suckers right now. So like 20 minutes before the show started, I cracked one, and I started drinking it. And we got the Beers on Tap, which is like right at the top of the show. It's like three segments in, right? And I had to crack the other one, and I did. As I'm doing it, I'm like, it's warm. It's getting warmer in here. What is going on? Next thing you know, I look down at the can and it says 13 or 14% per volume. Yeah. And I'm like, holy crap. I was snookered by the end of the show. I mean, like,
I could tell. You were all over the place. I was just like,
so
okay.
I I have this week. I have Four Loko. Oh, this is going to be dangerous. Jungle Juice, and it is 13.9%. So this time I only bought one. I learned my lesson. I went downstairs after the show, and I'm like hammered. My wife was like looking at me like I'm not impressed, and I'm like, I didn't mean it. It was an accident.
He's like,
Totally not intended.
I'm doing the whole show. I'm keeping things going, and you're just all over the place with that. I'm like, this is not normal. Then it clicked. I was like, he's drunk.
Yeah.
And at the end, we get down there. Whenever you go, you're like, I'm sorry. I'm like, for what? You're like, I'm a little drunk. I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of noticed.
Yeah.
So this beer tastes like
probably a Budweiser.
Like a Bud Ice, actually.
Okay.
The old Bud Ice.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
because
not.
You can tell by
true.
It's put on. It was put on the market to go after people not being very happy with Anheuser-Busch. I mean, you can tell just by the can. But I would be interested to know more about it. You said it's like a veteran brewery?
Yeah, Armed Forces Brewing Company. It's brewed and packaged in Armed Forces Brewing Company in Norfolk, Virginia. And they have a website.
Okay. This is made in Wisconsin, Four Loko. It says Jungle Juice. It's very sweet. Oh, it's too sweet. Oh, that's nasty. You know, like those Sour Patch Kids?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, like, malt in a beverage tastes like?
Yeah.
It's like sour. It's like a Sour Patch Kid mixed with a really heavy mixture of malt.
I'm going to give this.
This is not good.
No.
I would pass on this.
What are you going to give it?
A 0.5.
Really?
Out of 5. It's not even a 1.
Wow. That's the lowest one we've ever had.
Listen, one sip, everybody knows the rules.
Okay, Dave. I'm going to give this beer.
Oh. That's gross.
The creativity on it is.
My wife is reaching for it.
It tastes like the Bud brand, so I'm going to knock him a point on that.
He just almost Ralphed.
Who'd you give it to?
My wife stepped in and she could hear me talking about it. She goes, "Here, let me try." I'm like, "Here." She went, "Whoa."
Tell my wife I said hi.
Baby Huey says hi. So
I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Okay.
Because I mean, there's no creativity to it.
I'd be into that. I'd actually be into that. I think Preamble by the Armed Forces Brewing Company, and that gets a 4. Jungle Juice 4 Loko. Total crap. Don't waste your money. 0.5. Sucks. And that's Beers on Tap tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast.
I always have to sing that no part.
When I very briefly in my career sold beer for a living, I sold that 4 Loko crap.
Yeah.
Only we didn't have they didn't have this flavor at the time. I know I'm going to get emails from people I used to work at. Don't be dissing our product. It sucks. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to lie. It sucks.
So, instead of having a video and a meme, I could find nothing good for a meme. So I have 2 videos, and it happens to go with people who probably drank 4 Loko.
Okay.
So here's the first one. It's pretty quick.
It's not going to end well. Oh!
Yeah. He fucking eats.
That is going to leave a mark.
Bam.
Oh!
No arms, just face. Pure face. So that was the first one. That's a 4 Loko drink right there. We might have to call this the 4 Loko segment.
Yeah.
And then the second one's a little longer. And this is where you drink too many 4 Lokos and you're confident in too.
Incidentally, for the money, if you really want to get tanked up really good and you can stand the taste of it, 14% per volume. I mean, 13.9, 14%.
Oh, yeah. You're getting wrecked.
You get on a big man can. You get 2 of those and you're hammered. I'm telling you. That's
you are.
that's
not
like
me.
13 beers, you know? So I'm just saying. Anyway, go ahead.
I'll buy you, faggot. I'll buy you. Oh,
Is he picking a fight?
get out of my fucking way.
Oh,
I'm not gonna touch you, bro.
oh.
Get in the way.
Yep.
Oh.
Good night.
World star. World star.
He knocked his ass out.
Oh.
Oh, I saw that. I was like, it was a drinking thing. And I was like, you know what? That's a good one for him. I mean, he tapped that guy in the face, and he has every right to smoke him back. So
Absolutely.
don't drink too many Four Locos.
That's it. And celebrating Darwin's finest tonight on the Alphabet Podcast.
TJ's Tales from the Old Couch.
Welcome to Tales from the Old Couch. Just on the other side of this camera, there's an old couch in the podcast studio that my wife wanted to send curbside years ago. I couldn't do it. It's comfortable. I moved it upstairs into the studio here. I like to come up here because it's a quiet space in the house most of the time. And I can kick back, crack a cold one, try and make sense of this upside down world. And today's tale comes partly from my 9-to-5 job. After 35 years on the radio, today I'm a social worker. And I deal with people who have a lot of problems. And the tale also comes partly this week from a news story I was reading. And it's kind of a doozy. This week, I had a client who was being released from incarceration who needed help getting back on his feet.
Love you.
He was behind bars for more than 35 years. And I thought to myself, man, how the world has changed in 35 years. Now, this guy, they say, paid his debt to society. But you got to think after 35 years coming out of prison, you got to be a little terrified, right? And then while killing some time at home this week, I came across this story. A guy named Gordon Cordero, 51 years old. Right there he is. He steps out of a Hawaiian prison after 30 years, wrongfully locked up for oh man, when you perk that stuff up, it's even worse. For a murder he didn't commit.
Oh my God.
DNA finally sets him free. And he's blinking into 2025 like a caveman thawed out from ice. What's the first thing he does? Well, I'll ask, what's the first thing you would do? Probably go visit Soon Bang at the fireworks store, right? I mean,
yep, that's where I was going.
If you're watching tonight, what would you do? 30 years in prison for a crime you didn't commit, and you get released. And for me, it's easy, because being behind bars is, caught in a quicksand, trapped in an avalanche. It doesn't matter. Or just going to work on any average day. Nothing happens without a cup of black coffee for me. So that's where I'd go.
That's freaking true.
Right? And after I got my cup of black coffee, I'd faint. Because imagine you're coming out of prison and you're staring down a $5 freaking latte. Right? Back in the day, $5 bought you a steak dinner. And you're looking now at apartments and trying to get set up in a new life. And they say $2,000 a month, right? You're like, I'm going back to jail. Rent's free there, So what did Gordon Cordero from Hawaii do? Well, he hit up the steakhouse because prison grub doesn't exactly scream medium rare, right? And $5 it was not. But what's the one thing that after 30 years in jail, in jail for a crime he didn't commit, what's the one thing that really fries his brain? Not hoverboards or AI, not the fact that we're even still debating pineapple on pizza. No, it's that everybody is glued to their damn phones. Like they're hypnotized by tiny glowing gods. And if you think about it, 1994, the last time Gordon was a free man, phones were just phones, right? I mean, you called your buddy and said, hey, meet me at the bar. And if he didn't pick up, you left a voicemail and you hoped he wasn't too busy perfecting his Macarena moves. Cell phones were barely a thing. Gordon had a beeper. Peak 90s tech, right?
I had a beeper.
Yeah. If it buzzed, it meant your boss needed you or your side hustle was going sideways. Now he's got a shiny new smartphone that won't stop beeping with texts. No, wait, it's just my cousin asking if I'm team Android or iPhone. Bro, I'm team what the hell is an app? After 30 years in prison, right? He doesn't know. He's watching people at the steakhouse take selfies with their ribeyes, thinking, God, are you guys narc photographing evidence or this mashed potato portrait going on a magazine cover? I don't know. But phones are just the warm-up act. I mean, let's buckle Gordon into 2025 time machine and watch him lose his mind on everything. That's changed since the 90s. Back in 94, it was internet dial-up, right? Freaking AOL modems, chat rooms. Now Wi-Fi is like oxygen. It's in the air, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is everybody yelling at Alexa and the place smells like Teen Spirit? And streaming's got to be another head scratch. In the 90s, you slept to Blockbuster, rented Jurassic Park, and prayed you rewound it before the late fees hit. Today, it's Netflix and chill. Except Gordon's scrolling for an hour, muttering, where's the VHS static? And why are there 12 shows about cupcakes?
That's so true.
94, right? In 94, there was no social media. If you wanted to flex, you told a story at the bar about wrestling a bouncer. Now Gordon's seeing people post their whole lives online. Breakfast pics, gym selfies, their dog's existential crisis. He's like, wait, you're telling the whole world you ate oatmeal? In my day, privacy meant not confessing to the cops. In fashion, that's flipped too. In the 90s, it was baggy jeans and flannel shirts and frosted tips. Gordon probably rocked all three. Now skinny jeans so tight you need a shoehorn to get in, and you can tell what religion everyone is. And you know what? He's staring at guys in cropped hoodies and man buns thinking, did I miss the point where we all joined a boy band? I mean, what the hell's going on? Food, another shock. Avocado toast, kale smoothies. Where's the meatloaf? What's quinoa? And why is it staring at me? In the 90s, dinner was simple. If it wasn't fried or slathered in gravy, it wasn't food. Now he's dodging gluten-free fanatics and wondering why every menu has plant-based options. Plant-based? You mean salad? Why don't we call it salad anymore? Cars? Think about it. Total mind blower. Electric Teslas humming along. Self-parking like magic. Uber drivers popping up with a tap. In 94, a car guzzled gas and roared like a beast. None of this silent spaceship nonsense. And Gordon's probably tapping his phone, confused. So I don't flag a cab anymore? Some dude named Chad just pulls up, knows my name? Is this a sting? What the hell's going on? Texting. Phone calls are practically extinct. Gordon sends a, hey, what's up? And gets a winking emoji back thinking, is she flirting with me or plotting my demise? Dating apps? Forget it. In the 90s, you met someone over a beer or through a friend's cousin. Now it's swipe, match, and pray they're not a bot. He's
Or
swiping.
dude.
Yeah, right. Catfish. He's swiping left, muttering, this really ain't singles night at Chili's. And TV's morphed too. In the 90s, it was Friends and ER ruled the screen. And now reality shows about housewives throwing wine and influencers eating bugs. Gordon's flipping channels like, where the hell's Ross and Rachel? Why is this guy crying over lobster? And what the hell's a fantasy league in sports? Betting apps? Back then, you just cursed the ref and called it a day. Work, flipped upside down, remote jobs, Zoom meetings, flexible schedules. Gordon's baffled. Are you telling me I can clock in from my couch in my boxers? 94, you showed up at 9 or you got canned. He's picturing his old boss screaming, hey, where's my TPS report? While he's muting a Zoom call to grab a snack. So yeah, Gordon and my client this week, their phone zombie shock is just the appetizer. They both landed in a world where everything's faster, weirder, and way more connected. So, to both of them, welcome to 2025. It's a jungle out here, but at least the steak's good. Just don't ask me to teach you about TikTok. You're on your own there. And that's Tales from the Old Couch this week on the Alpha Men podcast.
I do have something to say.
Yeah.
Everything, I agree with everything you said there, because that's my era too.
Yeah.
You're saying we share too much on social media?
Yeah.
We post too much on social media?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
I worked for a radio station for 35
It's too late.
Alpha Men Podcast is proudly sponsored by Ohana Sports Cards, where you will find awesome card breaks from baseball, football, racing, basketball, and much more. They will treat you like family at Ohana Sports Cards. You can find them on Facebook for all your sports card breaks, card consignments, and even grading sports card service. Check them out on Facebook at Ohana Sports Cards.
We present the case. You deliver the verdict. This is Man Court. All rise. The sometimes Honorable T.J. Michaels presiding.
I still don't have my gavel.
I see you looking. I was like, you
I
must have
forgot.
stuff.
I just forgot. Like, oh!
We found it. No, we dropped it.
Fell off the desk. Man Court, back in session. I am the sometimes Honorable T.J. Michaels. Beside me are ever vigilant bailiff, Baby Huey, a.k.a. John Stacy, or, yeah, we call him Baby Huey. John here to keep the
I don't
order.
know why, but he does.
If you've got a problem that needs solving or you just want to watch our shenanigans unfold, you can visit any of our social media pages at Alpha Men Podcast and drop your Man Court dilemma to us in a DM. And you can also join the Freak Jury tonight. Wherever you may be watching, just comment and you can offer our plaintiff your advice. Hit the comment tab. Now let's dive into tonight's case. Boy, that stuff is really bad when you burp it back up, by the way. Docket number 250304. Our plaintiff tonight is Dennis from Beltsville, Maryland. The case of the missing bowl bankroll. Right? He writes, hey, TJ and John. My name's Dennis. So glad you guys are back for season 4 of the Alpha Men podcast. I've been waiting since the Super Bowl to get some resolution on this tough spot I'm in, and I have no idea what to do. So here comes my Man Court dilemma. Long story short, I won $3,500 in a Super Bowl boxes game. I bought it from a casual friend, that I know through a close friend. Congratulations. That's great. He texted me congratulations when I won. He said me I'd get my cash sometime that week. Well, it's been almost a month, and I still haven't received my money.
Well,
When I asked our mutual friend what's going on, he said, it could take a little while to get paid, but be rest assured I'd get my money. I've texted the guy a few times. He keeps on apologizing, saying he will get me my money soon. So how much longer should I have to wait till I show up at this guy's house, offering to have him sleep with the fishes? I found out where he lives. I'm really not above making a scene in the middle of the day. What do you guys think I should do? Love the show. Signed, Dennis in Beltsville, Maryland.
I'd have been there February 10th.
Patience, young Skywalker.
I would. He asked from 11 o'clock at night till 8:30, 9 o'clock.
The next morning?
Yep.
First of all, this isn't a $10 wager. This is $3,500. This is a significant amount of change. Okay. Mm-hmm. And my justice senses are tingling and my blood is pumping on this one. All right, Dennis, you shelled out some money for some Super Bowl boxes. You hit the jackpot, $3,500. You get the congrats text from the casual friend of your friend, and he promises the cash that week, but now, a month later, your wallet's still emptier than a bar after last call. So, if I understand this right, you've texted, he's apologized, he keeps dangling that soon carrot, like a bad infomercial.
Mm-hmm.
And your mutual buddy says to chill, but you're ready to roll this up on this guy's house and turn his front yard into a daytime drama. So, Freak Jury, how long should Dennis wait for the slow pay Super Bowl bucks? If you've got advice for Dennis, you can comment now, wherever you may be watching tonight. I don't think this requires a lot of thought tonight. I really don't.
No. Maybe a week. In all fairness, just because of life and jobs and stuff. That weekend would be for me.
Yeah. Dennis, you've been patient, maybe too patient. Like a grizzly bear waiting for a fish to swim into its paw, I think. Eric's saying a week tops. Freak Jury chiming in tonight. But this ain't Animal Planet, my friend. Okay? It's time to take charge without turning into a one-man wrecking crew. I think how you go about it, though, requires some thought. I think you want to set a deadline, not a siege. Okay? Fire off a text that's firm but doesn't land you in handcuffs.
Agreed.
Krista saying, yeah, no more than a week, I would be livid. Thank you, Krista. Really, it should go something like, listen, man, I've been cool about this, but I need my $3,500 by. And you pick a date 2 weeks from then. Okay? No more soon. I want the green in my hands or things are going to get interesting. That text is clear. It's fair. It keeps you from looking like a lunatic on his doorstep. And you save the scene making for cops and reality TV. Right? I would also maybe, and I'm not always a big fan of this, but because you're kind of in this position where you have a good friend who is a mutual friend of this friend and you don't really know this guy, I may tag the mutual friend in as kind of an enforcer, because your close buddy vouched for this guy. So
yeah,
maybe your close buddy earns his keep. And you hit him up and say, bro, your boy's kind of dragging his feet. Help me get my cash or at least light a fire under him. And if your friend is worth his weight in salt, then he'll step up. Okay, either as a mediator or at least a gold tripping wingman. Right, two heads better than one always, especially when one's collecting money. Okay, if you still don't get an answer, that's when you unleash the social media smackdown. All right. If that deadline 2 weeks from now sails by and you're still broke, this is a TJ term, escalate with flair. Okay. All right, dude, you left me no choice. If my $3,500 doesn't show, I'm launching the hashtag Pay Dennis Now across the internet. Your neighbors, your boss, even your goldfish going to know you're stiffing me. It's kind of funny. It's public. It might just shame him into coughing up the dough. Bonus points if you Photoshop his face onto a wanted poster. Just saying.
Yeah.
And then lock down the evidence. Cover your bases like a pro. Save every text, screenshot, congrats message. Stash any proof of your win. If this clown keeps dodging you, you do have a case, small claims court, or at least a viral post to win the freak jury sympathies this week. Paper trails manualier than biceps in this game. Just saying. So, Chris is saying no more than a week. Eric's saying a week tops. Listen, Craig, or Dennis, you have. I just said Craig because that guy owes me money. Sorry, personally. Greg, Craig, Dennis. Dennis is his name.
Plaintiff.
Right. Dennis, you won the money fair and square. Craig and Greg also owe me money. I know where you've been. And that's enough. Ain't a charity drive, right? So follow the steps, and if the guy still flakes, maybe Baby Huey will come over and have a friendly chat with him.
I'll give him I'll give him a present.
There you go. Keep us posted, Dennis. All right? And good luck.
Oh, shit.
That's our verdict tonight. And that's Man Court on the Alpha Men podcast.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
He's pressing him for the top spot.
He is out in the outside groove.
Some debris on the back straightaway. His teammates trying to get by him now as they go to turn one.
Circuit of the Americas.
Kota.
Austin, Texas.
Yep. Beautiful, beautiful facility.
I was shocked to see that they had changed the track.
I don't know why it happened that way, but
They cut like a mile off it, right?
I'm not sure exactly how long. I should know that being time and scoring, but I wasn't in the tower, so I didn't know the logistics of it. But
I think from the telecast, I remember him saying it was like 0.8 of a mile that they cut off.
The place is big. It's beautiful. It's probably the best road course in America I've seen. I mean, I love Road America.
I mean, it makes Watkins Glen look like a dump.
Well,
Right?
like my favorite road course is still Road
And
America.
I love Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
You know, but
this
you
facility
look
is so put together. It's so modern. It's so
yeah.
yeah.
I love Watkins Glen, but Circuit of the Americas, man, there's roller coasters and freaking. I mean, you're watching the screen, you're like, whoa, man.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't too wild of a race. It was pretty straightforward. We had Christopher Bell won the race in the end.
yeah,
There was some strategic running around. Kyle Larson lost a tire randomly just on turn 13.
so that's going to mean what for him this week? Crew chief, no crew chief, or crew chief suspended.
Yeah, it should be unless they brought the tire to the hauler.
Yeah.
If it was a mechanical, then it's a different story. If it was a hub, then it's going to be a crew chief or car chief suspension.
Yeah.
But if you remember last year with Kyle Busch and Bell, Bell dumped them for the spot.
Yeah, well,
So,
Christopher Bell's having, a heck of a season already. 2 wins.
yeah.
Won last week. Wins this week.
He pissed off Kyle last week.
Yeah,
And then
and
this week,
he raced him clean.
this week they got along. This is all a picture of them, but this week Kyle went up to him after and said, "You raced me clean. I loved it. Thank you."
Yeah, 10 laps of really kind of door to door, back and forth racing on a road course, which is pretty exciting to see. And no, I mean it was a good race. Of course, the race got off to not such a great start. A wreck on lap 1 going into turn 1.
Yeah, but then they'll caution.
Chase Elliott goes for a ride.
Yeah, we kept it green. And
So that set him to the back of the field, but he ended up coming all the way back
to 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the only actual accident caution was the same team taking each other out.
Trackhouse Racing.
Yeah, I got a video of it because I felt bad for the guys. I mean, Suarez, he got out of the car. He was so heartbroken from the whole situation. But
I'm sure.
I have a quick video of it.
Yeah.
Coming off 19. Fender's torn off.
Hold on, it shows it again.
And that will put us under caution. The first one for cause today. Is that
that's
Connor
Zillage.
He'll have to restart
right here.
Tail end of the longest line.
He just got loose.
Exactly what we explained. I've done it several times in this car, but the suspension will bottom out.
And you'll see Connor Zilch's first race.
Like you were saying.
And you hit that road, and it just pitches the back of these cars around. So you have to be super careful. I wrecked the very first practice session.
Zillage is good. He was impressive before the accident. I mean,
he won. He's won 2 Xfinity races and a truck race so far.
Yeah,
the kid's going places.
Yeah.
So I mean, it sucked for them. Trackhouse took a little beating this weekend, but we're off to where are we going this week? I'm off this week, so Phoenix. Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix. Isn't that the place with the Snake Hill?
Yeah, Rattlesnake Hill, right there in the picture. Actually, the back.
There you go. Rattlesnake Hill in Phoenix. See,
I've been up there. It's. I haven't seen any rattlesnakes, but apparently
I learned all kinds of things from watching it on TV. I'm telling you.
You should actually.
I like Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder. The coverage is excellent. Anyway. Nonetheless, that's our racing review this week on the Alpha Men podcast.
Because we're all doomed, here are this week's signs of the coming apocalypse.
Because we're all doomed.
Yep.
Listen, strap in, grab your protein shakes because it's time for this week's signs of the coming apocalypse on the Alpha Men podcast. Why? Because we are all doomed, and I've got the receipts. Okay? Society crumbling faster than Baby Huey's diet at the Golden Corral.
Hey.
Just saying. We've got women, or a woman, urinating on quinoa for clout. Sex dolls going up in flames. And realtors throwing free eggs at you like some kind of dystopian breakfast deal. All right. First up, I want to introduce you to 23-year-old Kelly Tedford.
Your neck of the woods.
Yes, Kelly is from New Hampshire. And she's been turning grocery stores into her personal OnlyFans urinal. Yes. This lady strolled into the Monadnock Food Co-op and relieved herself on the quinoa. Red quinoa, white quinoa, tricolor quinoa. She didn't discriminate. She also hit the walnuts, coconut, shreds, and the polenta. And just to flex her chaos game, why? For $6 a month, you can join her OnlyFans.
That's why she did
$6.
it.
Yeah. Listen, I don't pay $6 to watch UFC fight in 4K, lady. Okay? All right? Let alone some hippie chick watering the superfoods. I'm not into it. All right? What's even more disturbing is she's been pulling this stunt since 2021.
Oh my God. Wash your vegetables.
Yes, wash your vegetables. They say she cost the store $1,500 in damages this time, and she's facing felony charges. Was she an employee? No. Co-op says she's not one of theirs. Rumor has it she works at a plumbing supply company. Insert your own joke there. Okay. Which tracks because this chick's clearly got a hose problem. I'm just saying. Moral to this story: men, stick to steak and skip the quinoa aisle. All right, it's a damn biohazard now.
Explains why the kumquat tastes funny.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Next up, a dad in Nebraska, Jason Kilburn.
I'm funny sometimes.
And he is fighting the system harder than a Spartan at Thermopylae. Okay. His little girl, Caroline, born in 2022. She still does not have a birth certificate, a social security number, because she was born at home and the paperwork got lost in the bureaucratic wood chipper. Worse, the hospital's certificate of live birth, some half-assed placeholder, lists her name as Unakite 13 Hotel. That's her name. Legally. What the hell is that?
Why?
Right?
Did they name her that?
Yes. No, they didn't intentionally name her that.
Oh.
Okay. It was someone at the hospital who was trying to, get the paperwork filled out and everything else, and it was filled with mistakes, and her name came out Unakite 13.
I mean,
it sounds like a rejected Bond villain, honestly, or maybe a craft beer that nobody's drinking. I don't know. But Jason's got full custody. Mom's out of the picture with some drug issues. And now he's stuck battling the red tape thicker than a power lifter's neck just to prove his kid's not a glitch in the Matrix. And he can't change the name without docs. And he can't get the docs without a miracle. So, fellas, this is why you don't trust computers to name your legacy. Okay? Stick to something solid like Maximus and tell the government to shove it. By the way, right before we came to air tonight, I did see that because this story's been covered everywhere, he has gotten her social security number just today. So
nice. That's good.
Very, very nice. Yeah. Okay. And she actually has a name, Caroline, and her name is now not Unakite, whatever. Her name is Caroline Kilburn. So very good. Over in China, we take you now to some college bros living every man's nightmare. And that is getting caught with his inflatable side piece. Yeah,
I'll bet he blow up. Yep.
Yeah. And the roommates walked in. But this genius had a girlfriend out and was mid-session. The roommates rolled in. He panicked like a deer in the headlights and yeeted her into the dorm hallway. She then lit up like a Viking funeral. It didn't work. The hallway filled with smoke. A fire alarm screamed, and instead of one dude judging him, the whole damn dorm now knows. Fire department showed up. One got hurt. His dignity burned to a crisp. Faster than a vegan's resolve at a barbecue. Listen, guys, if you're rolling with the plastic wingman, own it. Okay? Don't set it ablaze and turn your dorm into a hazmat zone, okay? All right. Kid's never getting a real date now. Should have just flagged and said, yeah, she's mine and dealt with it, right? But instead, he burned down the whole dorm.
Oh, my God. That'd be on something like on Old School, the show movie Old School.
Yeah. Finally, eggs, so damn expensive, realtors are now tossing them in with house deals like it's a Black Friday bundle. Some TikTokers are spotting a for sale sign with the kicker, free eggs with the purchase of a house. Joke or not, it's genius because who can afford a dozen eggs these days, right? I mean, buying eggs feels like funding a luxury cruise at some point, and people are losing it. And, when you think about it, there are some things that you would do for a free scramble, Sit next to an emergency exit on a Boeing plane. Listen to Aaron Rodgers philosophize. Okay. Sit through that Cars for Kids commercial, maybe. Go shooting with Alec Baldwin. Saying.
Or Dick Cheney.
Right. Point is, man, if the apocalypse hits, stockpile the protein, okay? Because this free egg scam is the last straw before we're all hunting the chickens in the ruins. I'm just saying. That's this week's Signs of the Coming Apocalypse on the Alpha Med Podcast. Alrighty, real or fake news tonight, where we separate the truth from the trash and kind of laugh our way through the headlines. It's time for everyone's favorite game, the segment where our resident news detective, Baby Huey, has to decide to sniff out the legit story hiding among a total pile of crap, phony baloney. All right? Mm-hmm. Think of it as a lie detector test, but with less electricity and more belly laughs, all right? So today, Baby Huey's got five headlines to chew on. 4 of them are faker than a politician's smile. Only one of them is the real deal. His mission, to pick the genuine article without getting duped by my devious decoys. And trust me, some of these fakes, so convincing, they would make a conspiracy theorist blush, all right? So Huey, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Strap on your thinking cap. It's time to play real or fake news.
I was waiting for that.
Here are your headlines. Scientists say clouds hum at frequencies below human hearing. That's headline number 1.
It's believable.
Scientists say clouds hum at frequencies below human hearing. By the way, wherever you may be watching, you can help Baby Huey out by commenting which one you think is the real news story. Headline number 2. AI chatbot becomes first digital life form to burn out. Requests a little time to unplug. AI chatbot becomes first digital life form to burn out. Requests time to unplug.
That sounds believable too.
Headline number 3. New study finds spinning in a chair before test improves short-term memory. New study finds spinning in a chair before a test improves short-time memory. Okay. Number 4. Researchers say ancient Egyptian mummies discovered smell good. Researchers say ancient Egyptian mummies discovered smell good. And finally, last headline. Company behind I Can't Believe It's Not Butter sued for putting actual butter in product. Okay. That is company behind I Can't Believe It's Not Butter sued for putting actual butter in product. Those are your 5 headlines. Okay.
So I have clouds.
Scientists say clouds hum. Chatbot asked to be unplugged.
Okay.
Study says spinning in a chair improves test scores. Researchers say discovered ancient Egyptian mummies smell good. Company behind I Can't Believe It's Not Butter sued for butter in product. 5 headlines.
Damn. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go with. So, clouds are just water vapor. Butter ones doesn't sound right. Spinning chair sounds weird. Why would mummies smell good? I'm going with the cloud one. That one's just sticking.
Clouds.
Yeah.
You're going with scientists say clouds hum at frequencies below human hearing.
I guess go through the air.
No, I made that up.
Oh, damn, that's a pretty good one.
Picture this. Bunch of gutsy researchers, the kind of guys who would arm wrestle a crocodile just to say they did it, decided to stick their nose where no one's gone for 3,000 years. Yeah, right up an ancient Egyptian mummy.
Oh, that's how Whoopi Goldberg.
They took a big, hairy-chested whiff of a corpse older than your great-grandpa's war stories. And guess what? You would think it smelled like a locker room after overtime or that musty old couch in your buddy's garage. Nope. Researchers say the thing hitting their nostrils was a sweet and spicy kick, like a cinnamon-dusted steak fresh off the grill. So what's the deal? It turns out ancient Egyptians weren't just wrapping their dead like last week's leftovers. They loaded the mummies with oils and waxes and balms to keep the body from crumbling. They turned it into a freaking fragrance bomb. We're talking afterlife prep with some serious swagger, right? These guys weren't about to let their pharaohs stroll into the next world smelling like a wet dog. So they hooked them up with scents so smooth, you'd think they were auditioning for an Old Spice commercial, and that's what scientists are saying. And here's where it gets real. The Egyptians believed in sending you off right. You know, mummification was not just about preservation. It was about making sure you didn't stink up the afterlife, right?
I guess.
Imagine showing up to meet the gods, and instead of reeking like a gym sock, you're strutting in with a vibe like a spiced up lumberjack, right? It's the kind of care these ancient pros put into their burial game. Now, these researchers, they weren't just sniffing around to flex their iron lungs. They dug into this and covered a whole level of Egyptian badassery. It's not just the pyramids and the gold. This discovery proves old school embalmers were all about the details, making sure their mummies rolled into eternity with some serious style. So the next time you slap one from Sloan, tip your hat to the OGs who knew how to keep it fresh even in a tomb.
That's crazy.
That's real or fake news tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast.
Alpha Men Podcast is proudly sponsored by Ohana Sports Cards, where you will find awesome card breaks from baseball, football, racing, basketball, and much more. They will treat you like family at Ohana Sports Cards. You can find them on Facebook for all your sports card breaks, card consignments, and even grading sports card service. Check them out on Facebook at Ohana Sports Cards.
The Alpha Men on Sports, a segment we call Your Team Sucks.
In the wild world of sports this week, the Florida games took place this weekend.
Oh, God.
Events included alligator wrestling, running from the cops, cooking meth, and avoiding child support.
Cooking meth in there.
Travis Kelce this week said he's going to return to the Chiefs next season because he's allergic to cats. You don't like that one? That's a Taylor Swift joke without even saying Taylor Swift. Come on.
Does she like cats?
Yes.
I don't know anything about Taylor Swift besides.
Okay. Kansas City Chiefs Andy Reid says Taylor Swift is part of the team.
Of course she is.
But only if she cooks our meals and cleans our locker, added Harrison Butker.
Oh, that I get.
Aaron Rodgers wants to play for the Rams next season. Official response from the Rams. New phone? Who dis? I don't know. NFL says they are developing technology to spot the football next season. Yep. It'll be AI technology. And, listen, until they can develop tech that can also throw or run the football, the Raiders will still suck.
Yeah, well, that technology's they're working with NASCAR on.
Oh, really?
Our GPS tracking system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
So they've been at the last three races. And I guess they were last year, I didn't notice, but this year they're in spots watching it.
Until they develop the tech that can also throw or run the football, the Raiders will still suck.
I got that. At least you didn't say the Cowboys.
There should be a Raiders graphic on the screen right now.
No, there's.
Raiders.
Oh, screw
you. Oh, my bad. Must have made a mistake on that one.
Yeah. Hold on. You know it's coming.
Yeah, I do. Shut up. Yeah. Green Bay Packers have submitted a rule proposal to the NFL to prohibit the tush push. It's the brotherly shove. Stop it. Quarterback sneak, commonly used by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Like every play.
It's is it just me, or is it kind of ironic that a team called the Packers doesn't want butts to be pushed? I'm just asking.
Where's my crickets?
Yeah. And listen, if the NFL wanted to ban something that's disliked, can we just start with the camera shots of Taylor Swift at Chiefs games? I mean, let's ban that. It's easy. You just start with that.
They're trying to show the fans behind her.
No. Anyway, I don't care. Mm-hmm. I just don't want to see her. Anyway. NFL Combine taking place this week in Indianapolis.
Already? Wow.
Yep. Dallas Cowboy scouts are there analyzing which players have the best size, speed, strength, and choking ability. All right. We'll move on. Ticket prices, sporting events, getting out of control. Especially big game.
NBA. Holy crap.
Highest ticket prices for each of the professional sports leagues. You ready for this? NFL, of course, it's the Super Bowl. All right. Super Bowl 58 was the most expensive in 2024. Chiefs 49ers, $12,128 per ticket. Okay. All right.
Damn.
Next. NFL non-Super Bowl game. Average ticket price for the NFC divisional game, Commanders versus the Lions this past season, $991 a ticket. That's the average price for a divisional game.
Okay? Stupid.
College football, 2025 national championship game, Notre Dame versus Ohio State, $2,637 a ticket. That's crazy.
You can go to a NASCAR race for under $200.
Yeah. College basketball, Coach K's final home game at Duke in 2022, $5,307 a ticket.
To watch Coach.
College basketball, Coach K's final game at Duke in 2022.
Holy shit.
Yeah. In the NBA, $2,106 for the 2024 NBA Finals Game 5, Celtics versus Mavericks. And Major League Baseball, $2,919 for Game 7 of the 2016 World Series, Cubs versus the Indians.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured the Red Sox Yankees in 2004.
You would think. And finally, the NHL, $2,100 for the 2024 playoff game between the Rangers and the Panthers. So,
wow.
Yeah. I was just concert tickets are the same thing. You know?
Yeah.
I was just looking at a concert stub from 1983 to see Kiss. See Kiss live in concert. 1983, $11. It's nuts.
Shit, anyway. I remember the tickets I bought for AC/DC. I think they're like $100 a piece.
Oh yeah, and now they're $200. Those same tickets that you bought 10 years ago for $100 a piece are $200. So
Jesus,
I'm just saying. NCAA Rules Committee says they are working up a plan to deal with fake injuries in football and across all of the sports. Football has come with the fresh idea that we can fake an injury, get a timeout, postpone the game. The proposed rule would see a team charged an injury timeout if a player goes down with an injury after the ball is spotted for the next play and medical personnel enter the field. If the team is out of timeouts, there'd be a 5-yard penalty for delay of game enforced. And all proposed rules from the committee, of course, have to be approved by April 16th by the Playing Rules Oversight Panel. But it was a big problem this year. A lot of faking injuries in college football. Finally, Charlie Hustle headed to Cooperstown posthumously.
Of course.
Commissioner Rob Manfred considering a petition filed on January 8th of this year by Pete Rose's family to have Major League Baseball's all-time hit leader removed posthumously from baseball's ineligible list. Now, does that mean he automatically goes into the Hall of Fame? No, it means they still have to vote on it, but at least he would get a vote. Multiple sources with knowledge of the situation have told ESPN. Jeffrey Lankoff is a Los Angeles lawyer who represented Rose prior to his death at age 83 in late September, said he filed the reinstatement petition after he and Fond Rose, the oldest daughter of Pete Rose, met with Manfred and MLB spokesman Pat Cordy in the commissioner's office on December 17th. Listen, with regard to Pete Rose, it's a shame.
It's a shame die.
It's a shame that it didn't happen before.
Man should have seen it. He should have seen it at least.
Yes, he bet on baseball. He admitted it. He denied it for a long time. He eventually admitted it. And there are so many other people in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame with so much worse stuff in their lives than, hey, I bet on a baseball game. And, Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose, switch hitter, all-time leader in hits, 4,256, played 3,562 games, really long career with Philadelphia and Cincinnati. He had 14,053 at-bats, 3,215 singles.
He's a legend.
Yeah. He won 3 World Series championships, 3 batting titles, 1 Most Valuable Player award, 2 Golden Gloves, and a Rookie of the Year award. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. President Trump even wants Pete Rose inducted into the Hall of Fame. He said this week, and I bet it happens.
Yeah, well,
and I know Pete would too.
I'm glad he's getting it, but still, I said this a few months ago when he died, won the show.
Yeah,
back last fall. That it's not gonna. It's the same for him, his family, but it's not the same. I mean, it's a bullshit move just because he's dead now.
You ruined the joke I wrote, but okay.
Sorry.
President Trump wants him in the Hall of Fame. I bet it happens, and I Pete would too.
Oh, there you go.
He would also bet on it. Just saying.
I got that now.
That's the Alpha Men on Sports tonight on the Alpha Men Podcast.
The Alpha Men Podcast salutes Hidden Heroes.
Well, back to Hidden Heroes, where we tip our hats to the regular guys, the average Joes who pull off extraordinary feats, usually without a superhero costume or a stunt double. Tonight, we've got a story about Sean Cooper. He is a dad who took Dance Dad to a whole new level. I know you have a daughter, John. I raised 3. Sean Cooper has a 10-year-old daughter. Her name's Ava. She has been stuck waiting over 200 days in a hospital for a heart transplant.
Oh, can imagine.
That's longer than your wife waits for her packages from Temu. Okay?
That's true.
She missed her school's father-daughter dance. And for a 10-year-old, that's kind of heartbreaking stuff. But Sean wasn't about to let that stand. When his life handed him a hospital stay, he said, "Hold my stethoscope, I'm throwing a party." And with the stealth of a ninja and the help of the caregivers at the Cleveland Clinic Children's Hospital, who clearly missed their calling as event planners, Sean turned Ava's room into a dance floor extravaganza, and we're talking balloons, lights, streamers, the works. Ava's mom got her dolled up in a pink gown because if you're going to dance in a hospital, you got to look fabulous. And meanwhile, Sean was pacing outside with the corsage, probably rehearsing his smoothest "don't trip over the IV line" moves.
Can't throw that in there. This is very serious right now.
The hospital staff, they didn't just stand by with clipboards. They cheered like it was the finale of a rom-com and stayed there to make sure she stayed safe. And this tween twirled onto her makeshift dance floor like a champ, and she and her dad played her favorite tunes and grooved, sharing a moment Sean calls one of the most impactful of his life. Ava, grinning from ear to ear, dubbed her dad her best friend and said she will treasure that dance forever.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Ava is no stranger to tough times.
No.
She's been battling congenital heart defects since birth, racking up surgeries like their merit badges, and she's still waiting for that donor with a heart. But unstoppable spirit and her family's love, she's not letting it slow her down. Moments like this. Do we have a video? I thought I had a video, but I don't remember.
I don't think you do, because you made me think of the story. I'm like, let's see, telling. I'm like, man, it'd be cool if there's a video of it. But I'm like, there's no video.
Yeah. Anyway, Cooper, regular guy who proved heroes don't need capes. Just a dad, little creativity, a lot of heart, and some killer dad dance moves. Because when life gets tricky, sometimes you just got to boogie through it. That's Hidden Heroes tonight on the Alpha Men podcast.
Last call!
Last call. It's closing time.
Well, here we are, ready to wrap things up tonight with a laugh and maybe a patriotic mic drop here. Post-election meltdown of some of Hollywood's finest. See all those folks pictured there?
Mm-hmm.
They all said, I'm moving out of the U.S. I'm not staying. Getting out of here. Canada, Italy, maybe a yurt in Mongolia, anywhere but the good old USA. It's like they think the election results from November came with a complimentary eviction notice. It didn't, but hold on to your popcorn because a new survey just dropped. 17% of Americans say they'd actually consider living in another country. Would you consider living in another country?
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
Just because I'm so tired of the social media fucking. Sorry, but it's so amped on it.
Social media happens everywhere, by the way.
I know, but our political stuff drives me nuts.
The French are just as pissed off as the croissants are not fresh. Okay,
no, I still love America. I wouldn't go anywhere.
I don't think I could. I think we are fortunate to be born into the greatest country ever created, and I think other places are great to visit. I don't know about living there, right? But 17% of Americans say they'd consider living in another country. 2% already packing their bags for the next 5 years. 2%.
Wow.
That's like a population of a small town saying, "See ya, Uncle Sam." You know, I'm trading my bald eagle for a beret. You know, I don't know, but the Hollywood drama queens, you know how it goes. Every time there's an election, if insert candidate here wins, I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah,
please. Cher's been threatening to leave since the Nixon era. Okay,
do you know?
She's still here, right?
You know, I heard this one about Canada. I'm sorry, my Canada friends.
Yeah,
somebody called them Maple Mexicans. I died. I was like, oh God. I have friends in Canada, but I was like, oh, that's freaking great.
And that maple syrup will cost you 25% more now because of the tariff. Anyway, Cher's been threatening to leave this country since the Nixon era. Guess what? She's still here. So's her wig collection. All right. Alec Baldwin has his U-Haul packed outside the mansion all the time, but he's too busy yelling at paparazzi to drive it north, I guess. I don't know. And don't get me started on Barbra Streisand, because she's been promising to ditch us for decades, yet she's still here belting out ballads in Malibu. Maybe they're just waiting for the Oscars to give out the Best Dramatic Exit Award. I don't know. But then this survey comes along and says, and it blows my mind, 17% of Americans are eyeing an exit too. 17, that's almost 1 in 6 people at your Thanksgiving table.
Yeah.
That are thinking about secretly plotting to trade their turkey into tapas, By the way, that's Spanish. It means snacks. All right.
See.
Yeah. Senor.
2%,
that's 1 in 50. Say they have concrete plans to bounce within the next 5 years.
Does Alaska count as America?
Yes.
I know.
Yes, it does.
I'd go.
Although Canada very soon could be the 51st state.
That ain't gonna happen.
All right. But maybe they see the price of gas here and they think, I'll try my luck with the euros. I don't know. So where are these traders? Adventurers headed? The survey polled 2,000 people. The number one pick is right next door. 19% say Canada is where I'm going.
Maple, Mexico. Yeah.
That makes sense, right? Because it's basically America's polite cousin with free healthcare and a moose obsession. That's Canada, right?
Maple syrup.
All right. Next up, Italy, 11%.
That would be a bad one.
Yeah. Apparently good food is worth abandoning the land of the free.
I'm Italian, so.
England snags 10%. Probably just because you can have tea and say Cheerio. Like I've always wanted to use the word Cheerio. We just can't. Cheerio. We just don't use it.
With that. Cheerio.
Yeah. Australia ties England actually with 10%. And, Australia, you can surf, dodge spiders, and still go to the doctor for free, I guess. Ireland rounds out the top 5, 8%. Who doesn't want to live where Guinness is a breakfast option?
And drink nearly all the time.
But check this out. 4 of the 5 top places don't even require you to learn a new language. Man, we're lazy in America. Just But listen, if we pump the brakes on the exodus nonsense, 17% maybe daydreaming about foreign lands, but that means 83% of us are still nodding our heads saying, nah, I'm good right here. America, right? So we leave you tonight with the top 5 reasons you'll never find a better country than America. All right? Because, sorry, world, we're the champs. It's just how it works. Our flag makes the best tank tops. Red, white, and blue. Better tank top than maple leaves or kangaroos any day. Listen, try flexing in a Canadian flag shirt at the gym. Spoiler, you won't, okay? Do the Avengers have a Captain Mexico? I think not. They do not, all right? We got Captain America, and his shield is forged in pure star-spangled freedom.
They have Senor Taco Bell.
Right. We are 58 for 58 in Super Bowls in America.
And 2 from the Eagles.
Right. Name another country with a Super Bowl win.
Where are the Eagles on there?
Go ahead.
Right there, look at the bottom. Yeah.
Name another country with a Super Bowl win. You can't.
Well, they don't play the Super Bowl anywhere else.
In America, our planes land right side up. Take that, Canada. We don't flip our jets like pancakes. Our pilots stick the landing.
The pilot's from Minnesota. He's American.
I don't care. It landed in Canada. It's a Canadian flight. I know it took off from the U.S., but it landed in Canada. Upside down, I might add.
That's your best one yet today.
Finally, know that what America calls a box of marshmallows with racist stereotypes of the Irish on it, we call it breakfast.
Lucky Charms.
Okay, maybe it's not our finest hour, but we own it with a side of coffee. Okay? And just because I feel like there needs to be a bonus, we got our own Gulf. The Gulf of America. It's ours. It's fabulous. So go get your own.
Mexico did. They already had it. We took it.
No. It identifies now as the Gulf of America. All right?
It's something else.
It identifies as the Gulf of America.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that the way it identifies isn't important?
No.
That's going to do it.
It's about what it's called.
That's going to do it for the Alphabet Podcast tonight. We hope you had a great time. We will be back maybe next Tuesday night. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Henrik the Viking Poulsen. And we'll see you next Tuesday night at 8. Take care.
Night all.
And that's a wrap. We hope you've had as much fun as we've had here at the Alpha Men Podcast. Remember, our advice might not solve your problems, but it surely will make them funnier. Before we bid you adieu, a big old thanks to our loyal pack of Alpha viewers. You all are the real MVPs, keeping us company on a roller coaster of a podcast ride. And thanks
Ohana Sports Cards on Facebook
and Garage Door Commander. Join us live Tuesday nights at 8. Visit alphamenpodcast.com and the Alpha Men store. Until next time, keep your feet in the gas. It's a checkers or wreckers world.
Put up or shut up.